Good evening and welcome to Prime Business. I am Pius Kujubaka. Economist Professor Patrick Isumeng is optimistic Ghana could end the year meeting its inflation target of 11.9%. His comment follows data from the Ghana Statistical Service, which shows that the year-on-year inflation for the month of June 2025 slowed significantly to 13.7% from the 18.4% posted in May 2025. Speaking to Joy Business, Professor Patrick Isumeng noted that Ghana could end the year with an inflation target below government's projection.
If we are having this number halfway through the year, then absolutely, I think the target was 11.9. There are chances are that they will probably meet it and then exceed it. So we could actually end the year with inflation being much lower than the government's target. In terms of what has to be done, I think, yes, especially food inflation has, it was great, even somewhat surprising to see it decline that much. But I think we are entering a crucial season for food production, and I think it's important that we make the right kind of investment. Sometimes when we see a lot of rain, it's good for farming, but it can also be a very bad idea for the roads, especially, with our reliance on road to transport food. So I think more investment in that side, especially the roads that connect the major production areas to the major market centers. I think doing that kind of investment will help. But also, I think it's important that, in the medium term, the central bank continue to keep the tight monetary policy stance until the inflation is firmly entrenched in the medium-term target. Then it can begin to ease off a little bit.
The International Monetary Fund Board is likely to meet and assess Ghana's performance for the fourth review on July 7. This is what we've picked up from persons with knowledge of the country's performance with the fund. George Yaffe tells us more.
Joy Business understands that Ghana has now met almost all the benchmarks that should aid the IMF Board passing the country on the fourth review. Some of them include ensuring that Parliament passes the amended Bank of Ghana Act and government's plan on how it's working to restructure some of the state financial institutions and commercial banks. Sources say all the necessary documents have been sent to the IMF this week to ensure that we meet the 4-day deadline before the board meets on Ghana's program. Joy Business is learning that the IMF board will go ahead and pass Ghana on the fourth review. This will lead to some $360 million being released to the Bank of Ghana's account before the end of next week. We should also not forget that Parliament yesterday approved some $360 million loan from the World Bank, and that could result in the reserves of the Bank of Ghana increase by more than $720 million by the end of this month, a move that could go a long way in helping stabilize the Ghana cedi.
We have more on the economy because President John Mahama has disclosed that a newly launched 24-hour economic program will be led by the private sector, with government playing a pivotal role. According to him, public funding will be strategic, serving as need or seed funding for bulk infrastructure and unlocking larger pools of financing. Speaking at the launch of the program, President Mahama stated that the vision for the 24-hour economic policy is to create self-reliant, industrial and inclusive Ghana, grounded in productivity, innovation and equitable prosperity.
The 24H Plus agenda is not simply about extending working hours. It is about unleashing productivity, expanding opportunity, accelerating exports through well-structured, multi-sectoral and inclusive interventions. And so we'll have national consultation and co-design. The private sector will lead the 24-hour plus program. Government will facilitate and not dominate. Government will facilitate and not dominate. Any government funding in 24-hour plus will be catalytic, serving as seed funding for the 24-hour plus authority and supporting bulk infrastructure. Enterprise financing will be sourced through commercial banks, DFIs, and blended finance instruments. Fund 24 will address access to capital, collateral constraints, and the short-term nature of most of our banking finance. Credit guarantee schemes will support risk sharing without breaching our fiscal covenants with our multilateral institutions. And as announced, the Secretariat will evolve into an autonomous 24-hour plus authority that reports directly to the President.
Has declared a dividend of 0.126 pesos per share for its shareholders, marking a 30% rise from the previous year's distribution. Addressing shareholders at the company's annual general meeting in Accra, Board Chairman Kelly Gajekpo attributed the group's solid performance in 2024 to a 30.5% growth in insurance revenues driven by the adoption of improved technology in premium collection and service delivery.
Addressing shareholders at the annual general meeting in Accra, Board Chairman Kelly Gajekpo credited Enterprise Group PLC's strong performance in 2024 to a 30.5% growth in insurance revenues, driven largely by the adoption of enhanced technology in premium collection and service delivery.
In spite of the difficult macroeconomic environment, our group delivered strong financial results in 2024. Insurance revenues increased by 30.5%, while other revenue grew by 32.2% compared to the previous year. In light of this performance, the Board of Directors of your company is pleased to recommend a final dividend of 0.126 Ghana cedis per share, representing a 30% increase from the previous year and amounting also to a total payout of 21.5 million Ghana cedis, subject, as always, to shareholder approval.
Group Chief Executive Officer Daniel Labitieku expressed optimism about Ghana's improving macroeconomic outlook and assured shareholders of even stronger performance in the coming year.
We think that the economic environment is gradually stabilizing, so it's pretty much within our control to be able to execute some of the agenda that we have. 2025 is going to see us very aggressive in the digital space, technology deployment, to enhance the engagement we have with our customers. I think customer retention is also key to us. If our customers are happy, they stick with us, and that is what we seek to do.
The group recorded a significant 49.6% growth in net profit, marking a sharp recovery from the 24.7% decline experienced in 2023. Profit after tax surged to 366 million Ghana cedis, up from 193 million in 2023.
The Ghana Revenue Authority has assured that it is on course to conclude all works on the proposed value-added tax reforms by September this year. This is to allow for full implementation by the government in the 2026 economic policy and budget. Commissioner of Domestic Revenue at the GRA, Edward Apente Jamra, has been speaking to Joy Business after a stakeholder engagement with some traders here in Accra. More in this report.
The value-added tax reform has become necessary as the government has identified some distortions in the payment processes after implementation for more than a decade. As part of the review process, stakeholders are being urged to make inputs before the final draft is released. Commissioner of Domestic Tax at the GRA, Edward Apente Jamra, spoke to Joy Business after a stakeholder engagement in Accra.
We are expected to complete the drafting by September. So we complete the engagement within the next 2 weeks. We'll start doing the draft. When we are done with the draft, we'll come back again, engage stakeholders for them to go through and see what is coming, what is in there, their input that have been considered. Those that we are not able to take on board, we'll provide explanations to them and come up with a document that will be acceptable to Ghanaians.
Tax consultant Francis Timoboy welcomed the processes and urged the government to intensify engagement for smooth rollout.
When you are doing reforms, there's a need to carry the people who are affected. You need to carry them along. It's interesting some of the comments that they are making, and it tells you that if you come out with a policy and you don't engage them, you are likely to face some challenges. So the unintended consequences, some fantastic ideas have been shared here, and I believe that the Ministry of Finance will consider those ones before they come out with their policies. One key thing that resonates with me is that The VAT system operates such that if you have sold on credit and you haven't collected the money, yet they expect you to come and pay. The question is, where do I get the money from? And if you sell to institutions like government, which takes maybe like 6 months to come and pay, you literally have to go and look for money somewhere at an interest rate to come and pay for the VAT. And these are some of the concerns raised by the traders. So I'm happy that it's coming up. We all have to, come together. Sometimes we ask them, what do they suggest?
The reform is expected to improve VAT contribution to domestic revenue.
Government has set July 16 as the new date for implementing the 1 cedi levy on prices of petrol. This is based on notice from the Ghana Revenue Authority to some government agencies, seen by Joy Business. Here's a report.
The notice signed by the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority revealed that consumers from July 16 will now be paying 1 cedi 93 pesos on each litre of diesel and petrol purchased from that time. The Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies had warned that the move will result in some significant increase in prices of petroleum products at the pumps. The oil marketing companies are yet to review prices for this week, as most of them look out for what others will be quoting. Crude oil prices have been hovering around the $67 a barrel range. However, there are strong indications that it could be going up again. But the Ghana Revenue Authority in the notice maintained that it is going ahead because conditions that warrant suspension some weeks ago has improved. It added that in order to ensure stable economic condition in the country, it has now advised the various oil marketing firms to start charging the levy from July 16, 2025.
So watching Prime Business, and today on the Joy Business Van, we continue our journey with Legacy Crop Improvement Center, a growing force in Ghana's seed production industry. We trace the path of a seed from the field to certification, revealing the rigorous checks that guarantee quality and trust. Enjoy this.
From humble beginnings in 2016 to becoming a cornerstone of Ghana's agricultural transformation in 2025, Amos Rutherford Azunu, founder of Legacy Crop Improvement Center, is revolutionizing farming through climate-resilient, pest-resistant hybrid seeds, empowering farmers, boosting food security, and driving sustainable innovation from the heart of Otariso in the eastern region. The journey from seed to certified product involves rigorous research, careful breeding, controlled multiplication, and strict quality assurance, ensuring that every seed meets national standards and is ready to thrive in Ghana's diverse farming conditions.
The certification process starts from the land preparation. You need to register with the Ministry of Food and Agriculture when you are about to start. They have to come to that farm and make sure the farm is isolated or you meet the desired isolated distance. If, for instance, you are going to plant maize, your maize farm should not be close to another maize farm to avoid contamination. Then the law actually says they have to be in that farm 4 times to make sure everything is done according to the law. After the harvesting, we bring the seed to our factory at Legacy Square. During the process also, you have to come and take a sample to the lab in Accra to make sure all the parameters are met. When that is done, then certification is actually issued to you, giving a go-ahead that you can market your seed.
Even after the seeds reach the market, a thorough post-market survey is conducted to ensure they continue to meet quality standards and perform effectively in farmers' fields.
So we have a range of customers from smallholder farmers to large farmers, aggregators, food vendors, everybody. So what we do, we don't discriminate. We make sure we deliver the service to everyone who comes to us for the service. What we do is that whatever you are looking for, that for seed, you are looking for tractor service, you are looking for planter, you are looking for drying or storage or broking service, we make sure we sit down with you and look at your need, then we provide solution towards that for you.
So what emerging trends are shaping seed demand today?
I think now, because of globalization, we know we are doing export, so there are a lot of demand in terms of the export of the seed. But I see a lot of middle class coming to the agricultural space now, where they don't want to travel far away before buying seed. It means that we, the seed business people, have to take the seed to their doorstep, and they want the seed to be delivered on timely manner. Not that I place order and 1 week I still have not received my seed. So people are now demanding the seed. They want it timely and instant.
Farmers receive more than just seeds. They are also provided with expert guidance to ensure successful cultivation and maximum yields.
We have a sales agronomist. We have somebody who have been trained. He is a trained salesperson in terms of agronomy and production. So these guys are assigned to the farmers. Anything that you need, you reach out to them, they'll provide it. If they have to come to your farm, they will do, and that is no cost to the farmer. That's from our part to guarantee the farmer that we are working with you. We are not only selling the seed and leaving you, but we follow you every step. We make sure you are successful in your farming business.
Amos says one of the major challenges facing the industry is the absence of local content policy to protect and prioritize homegrown seed producers, making it difficult for local innovators to compete with imported varieties.
So far, I think that the bigger challenge we have to do with the government inordinate taste for importation of seed. There's no way the local people will be able to meet the standard or the demand of the seed that is demanded nationwide. But I think over some years now, if we have focused our attention on developing the local seed industry, because as we are investing, trying to do our own small way to improve the system, we realize the government is now importing seed left and right without paying attention to the local system. So if that happens, it serves as a demotivation to some of us who are investing in this space, where probably you will look for alternative source of your investment.
Legacy Crop Improvement Center is now expanding its focus to include vegetable seed production, aiming to diversify offerings and meet the growing demand for high-quality, locally adapted vegetable seeds.
When you look at the vegetable industry, you realize that it's actually importation. It's zero. We don't do local production here. So we have gone to agreement with the World Vegetable Center. They are giving us some lines, the seed to do a local try. Once those varieties survive here, we can now start the multiplication of those varieties. So it's also going to make these seeds available in the cost will be more lower than what we used to import now.
Legacy Crop Improvement Center plans to expand its facilities in the coming years to enhance its capacity for delivering high-quality seeds and developing even better performing varieties for farmers across the country.
This is the pipeline coming soon. We are looking for one drought tolerance and pro-vitamin A maize. The weather will be more resistant and higher in terms of higher yield than what we have now. What we have now is a Lega 26, which is 8 tons per hectare. We want to get a better variety that is almost 12 or 15 tons, but a proper drought tolerant variety to that effect, and a variety that is resistant to insect, for instance, like a fall armyworm disease. Legacy will be 10 years this year. We will do evaluation after 10 years. What next? Then we can scale it up to other part of the West Africa or other part of the country, and to see how we can serve the other farmers in better way.
Beyond agriculture, Legacy Crop Improvement Center gives back to the Otarisi community by supporting education through the payment of school fees and donating seeds to local farmers, reinforcing its commitment to shared growth and social impact.
Now, Ghana continues to battle a significant shortfall in palm oil production, importing thousands of metric tons each year to meet demand. But in the Western region, a new initiative is sowing seeds of change. EcoPalms GH, a community-driven project supported by the Goodfields Ghana Foundation, has taken root in Pepsa within the Prestia-Huni Valley municipality. Now, with an initial 24,000 certified seedlings already cultivated, the project hopes to bridge the supply gap while offering sustainable alternatives to illegal mining. Natalia Kwanza reports.
EcoPalm GH is a community-driven initiative developed under the Business Resource Center of the Pristiahuni Valley Municipality. With a primary goal of producing certified oil palm seedlings, the project, a brainchild of Goldfields Ghana Foundation, which lasted 8 months, has currently produced 24,000 Tanera seedlings, which were developed with support of Ghana Sumatra Limited.
As we all know, oil palm is the second most important cash crop in Ghana. And at the moment, there's an annual production of about 350,000 metric tons. But the demand for the country is around 400,000 metric tons. This means that there's an annual deficit of 150,000 metric tons. With the launch of the EcoPalm, I think we should all hail it. We should all hail it. They invested to come out with a very good product of oil palm seedlings. As we know, one of the problems that we are facing in the country is adulterated palm seedlings. And they source it from Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, which is an accredited or certified body that produces the true-to-type hybrid oil palm planting material. So once you get the true-to-type oil palm planting material, then you are sure that with the right agronomic practices in place, you will get your good yield. And this one will also help to bridge the deficit gap that we have in the country.
According to Abdul Razak Yakubu, Executive Director of Goldfields Ghana Foundation, this initiative ties into their broader perspective of creating value beyond mining. He added, it is to encourage community to go into more lucrative ventures other than life-threatening ventures such as galamsey.
So EcoPalms GH was established to feed the community oil palm production program that we have. That is, we initiated a program with the host communities of Goldfields, encouraging the community members to go into oil palm production. So EcoPalms GH is another company established through the support of Goldfields Ghana Foundation to produce seedlings to be supplied to the farmers who are establishing the plantations. So this particular nursery you see here today, we have about 24,000 seedlings, out of which Goldfields Ghana Foundation has just purchased 23,000 to be distributed to the plantation owners. The whole concept is that instead of going outside the region to go and buy seedlings, we have rather encouraged the establishment of a company that is raising the seedlings. Goldfields Foundation provided the seeds from Kede, provided the irrigation system and everything. In addition to that, once the seedlings are ready, we've also bought them at a discounted price to be distributed.
For Joy Business, in Athalia Kwanza, Western Region.
And I'm Pius Kojo Baka with Prime Business. Grateful serving you. Prime Sports is next.